Hey, what's up? It's Daniel Ehrenberg over here, holding down the fort with Logan and Logan Adair, I should say. Got a last name too. I'm back from the hospital with pneumonia. I've still got some aches and pains, but we're gonna power through. Record a couple of great podcasts today for your listening pleasure. The first one being the one you're listening to now, the episode of Buffy's Angels about episode 7 of season 1 of Buffy, Angel, and episode 8, I Robot, You Jane. And boy, oh boy, do we have the best and worst episode of the season so far this week for you.
Disagree.
Oh, very interesting. All right.
I won't say on which count.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's hop right into it, shall we?
Yes.
Angel. This episode aired April 14th, 1997, the day after my mom turned 44.
Oh.
Yeah. And they promoted it. I remember this episode got a little bit of promotion, more than usual. And it also had a lead-in, because they'd been airing reruns of Seventh Heaven before the show. And now this week, they finally aired a new episode.
Do they know what they had with this one?
I think they knew it was good, but, like, they weren't sure of the commercial possibilities.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. So what else aired that night on television? I'll tell you. ABC aired Reality Bites, the movie Reality Bites by Ben Stiller.
He directed that one?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, wow.
It's a fine film. That movie, I'll tell you what. There are way better coming-of-age movies from the 90s, but if you want to know what 1994 felt like, watch Reality Bites.
The exact year 19.
Yeah, like that. It captures that year perfectly.
All right.
Yeah. All right. The number one song in America was "Can't Nobody Hold Me Down." Can't nobody hold me down. Oh no, you got to keep on moving. I'll just keep doing it every week. And over there in the UK, you were still enjoying "I Believe I Can Fly" like a bunch of perverts.
We didn't know yet.
I know, I'm just kidding. But well, we should have known though. Wasn't he like already dating like Aaliyah and she was like 14?
I have no idea.
Something like that. All
Somebody
right.
was born that day.
I know. I wonder if we got the same person.
Yeah, probably. We probably look at the same website every time.
DJ Moore from the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I had him last year in fantasy. He did well for me.
Oh, yeah? I don't think... Oh, yeah, I did. I had it this year, yeah. But then they had like a bunch of QB issues, so...
Right. Who's their QB last year?
Well, they had Sam Darnold, and then they had Baker Mayfield, but then he like went to the Rams. I forget what happened.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what else is going on in the world of sports, Logan. Just yesterday, Tiger Woods won his first ever Masters tournament. He still, I believe, the youngest to ever win.
Yeah.
All right.
You think his son's gonna beat him? He's been training his son a lot. I see that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah,
He's gonna be like a Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Yeah,
but he's actually good, I think.
What is his coloring?
His son's coloring?
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Like his skin coloring?
Did Tiger marry a white?
I think he looks a lot like him.
Oh, okay. I'm interested to see. I was a fan of Tiger at the time. So was my dad. And being that this episode aired April 14th, the previous day, a Sunday it would be, was both my mom's birthday and the Masters. I guarantee you my mom had a shitty fucking birthday that year.
Wait, it was the Masters and what?
And my mom's birthday the same day. So
you think he neglected
definitely,
her for the Masters?
Absolutely.
Even though it's her birthday?
My dad's not a good husband.
No. Even still?
He's pretty bad.
Come on.
What?
He's a better husband than you will ever be.
How fucking dare you? I would be a good husband.
But you'll never know. He'll be a worse husband than you will ever be, too.
I might know. I haven't written off marriage.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Just the kids.
Just kids, yeah. All right, Liar Liar is still the number one movie in America. Everybody's going apeshit over The Pen is Blue. Hilarious stuff. The Claw.
Anaconda is doing well, too.
Oh, yeah. Sure. It's got John Voight doing some kind of weird accent.
Yeah.
That's a good movie, Anaconda. We should cover those.
Yeah, we should. Are there 3 though?
I think there are.
Yeah, I
I
wish there
don't.
was only 2.
Yeah, the second one is The Hunt for the Blood Orchid.
Yeah, that's a great title.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Buffy. Our creative team this week, we got David Greenwalt behind the typewriter.
Can we call him Greenwald? Like Grindelwald?
No,
Why not?
because I knew David Greenwalt before Grindelwald was a thing, so it would be difficult for me to adjust.
Was he not even a thing? Like he wasn't mentioned in those original books or anything?
Harry Potter, the first book, like came out in like
It's like the
19.
1990, right?
No, it
The
was
book.
bro.
I thought the original book came out like 10 years
Bro,
before the movie.
No, it came out like a couple years before the movie.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Harry Potter's not out yet in this universe that we're talking about right now of late 1990 of like April 1997.
All right. Well, I fucked up.
Yeah, that's quite all right. Why did you think? Because they were releasing books like while the movies were coming out.
I know. I just for some reason maybe I'm saying that because he's born 10 years before the books came out. So in my mind, that's what I'm thinking about.
Very possibly on my birthday.
That's right.
So Greenwald, he's our writer. He previously wrote the Teacher's Pet episode with the praying mantis, and he specializes in Angel and goes on to co-create Angel. And I mean, understandable why he'd be given this episode because it's very Angel-centric.
Yeah, but we didn't know that yet. We didn't know he'd be the angel guy yet.
Well, it just happened right away. Like, I don't think that was the intention.
We did
but-
this. We did say that Teacher's Pet was the best he was, right?
Right. And I think Joss Whedon recognized that David Greenwald had better ideas for Angel's general demeanor than Joss Whedon did. And he just sort of like let him go off. You know, go off, Queen.
Yeah, they let him cook. He does come back for 6 more of Buffy.
Yeah. He stays with Buffy through the first 3 seasons and then leaves for Angel and writes for that show for most of it.
I keep forgetting Angel starts mid Buffy.
Right. Angel season 1 is concurrent with season 4 of Buffy.
Like actually like the same time? Like you could turn one off and then all right, now Angel time.
Yeah, dude, they aired on the same night for the first couple seasons.
Whoa, that seems kind of ballsy.
Yeah. And then so season 5 of Angel is the only season of Angel that aired without a Buffy season.
Did that do better or worse without Buffy?
I mean, it did worse. It got canceled, didn't it?
Oh, it only lasted those seasons.
All right. So the director of this episode is a fellow named Scott Brazil.
Brazil.
He's a cop guy. He directs Cops. He's an Emmy Award winner for Hill Street Blues from the 80s. And he also directed a shit ton of episodes of The Shield. And I think he died like mid-run of The Shield, and they dedicated one of the seasons to him or something like that.
The whole season?
Yeah, because he directed like a lot of episodes of that show. He was an executive. He was like a producing director on that show.
All right.
All right. So let's get into you. Why don't you scroll these notes?
All right, I'll scroll these notes for Angel. Would you say this is the best? Don't answer that. Never mind. All right, so for my first note, we learned a little something about the Anointed One. Remember him from a few episodes ago?
Yep, still farting around.
Well, what episode was that? There was the bus. There was that guy.
It was Never Kill a Boy on the First Date.
That's right. With Owen. We'll get to Owen. I'll bring up Owen later. I have a note about Owen.
Is it because Buffy says, I haven't been into anyone since I moved here except for Angel? And I'm like, yo, what about that one episode you're obsessed with Owen?
No, that's not. No, I didn't think about that, but yeah. That's a great call. But the Anointed One, so we didn't really know much about him, but we learned a little something in this episode. His name's Colin.
That is true. Yeah, he does get a name in this episode.
So he must be here to stay. We learned his name. That's the thing, right? Once you give him a name, they're like, you become attached to them. So, do you think did he give Colin the name Colin, or was Colin his name?
I wonder that myself. Like, if that was the name of the little kid whose body like he occupied, or
I'd like to know.
Yeah, I would like to know also. I don't think we ever get that answer.
Okay. I hope it's not because Colin dies soon, but I guess we'll figure that out. So they decide we've got to kill Buffy. She's like a serious fucking problem. Every time we send somebody to go after her, she takes them down.
She's a bad bitch, and we got fucking problems.
That should be a song.
That
She's
is
a
a
bad
song.
bitch, and we have fucking problems. Oh,
I
that's a
was
song.
I was
Is that Iggy
referencing a
Azalea?
song.
Feels like Iggy
I
Azalea.
don't believe it's Iggy Azalea.
Okay. Anyway, there's never been truer lyrics. She is a bad bitch, and there are effing problems, or whatever you said. So
It's
they decide.
ASAP Rocky featuring Drake, 2 Chainz, and Kendrick Lamar. By the way, good song.
Okay. It's a lot of guys
Yeah.
talking about a bad bitch.
But they're having
so-
fucking problems with it. You know, you got to talk it out.
Yeah, they had to bring the Avengers. She was such a problem, and to get everybody involved.
Yeah. The round table of rap.
So speaking of the Avengers, we had to get our own team, and we call these guys the Three.
Yeah.
I don't know their names or anything.
You
but-
don't need to. They
Well, they all die.
yeah.
I think, right?
I always thought like this should have been if I have one knock on this episode, the 3 is pretty generic. Like it's just like the Order of Aurelius from like 2 episodes ago, or like Luke's group in the first episode.
I think
It,
they're
like,
supposed to be. They're just supposed to be the thing that gets Buffy and Angel to like.
yeah,
get
I
together and-
just think in later seasons they do a good job of like giving all of these one-off villains personalities.
like the guy that was living in the tree. Raise your hand.
Yeah, like that guy.
That guy fucking ruled.
I know you miss him. Hey, your fellow David Greenwald created that guy, so
Oh, that's that episode?
yeah, give him the good thanks.
Oh, way to go, Greenvault. Did a great job there. So the 3 show up. I did like this one moment. They show like they say, "We're sending the 3," and then we see like these 3 bald biker guys, and you're like, "Whoa, it's the 3! They're gonna go hunt her down." And then no, 3 vampires walk past, and the 3 like buff guys run off, all scared.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
like, oh, that's pretty fun. All right, so then we head to the bronze, okay? And I sort of had a question. What was up with the whole cockroaches thing? I feel like that didn't play in at all.
It's a fumigation party. Apparently, they get overrun by cockroaches once a year, and they have a fumigation party at the Bronze where if you bring them a dead cockroach, you get a free drink. It's a weird concept. Like it seems like something that should be in like Gilmore Girls or something, but here it is. It's at the Bronze.
All right. Well, they say that at the beginning, and then at the end, they're just like, "Oh, it's back open."
Well, yeah, that's the post fumigation party you're getting to at the end.
Okay. Well, I didn't understand like what the significance of that was or why it played into anything, but I guess it's just a fun thing, right?
Just a fun thing, bro.
All right. Well, I like that. I like to go to a fumigation party. You ever been to one?
I would not want to go to one. Cockroaches are fucking disgusting, and
But
bugs really freak me
post-fumigation.
out. Oh, post fumigation, fine. But dude, I'll tell you what. I watched that show, The Traitors, on Peacock,
Yes.
and there was this one episode where they were dropping. It was like they're trying to get out of a jail cell, and they're dropping down
You
bugs
watched
on
those?
them. What?
I didn't watch a single challenge the entire show.
Yeah, I
I
watched.
skipped every. No, I did watch the first one, and then I realized, what the fuck is the point
Yeah,
of this?
it is the most pointless part of the show. But I watched them, and they're like raining down.
I didn't know what you're
bugs
talking
on
about.
like Rachel Riley and Suri and Kate and probably one other person I'm not remembering. And
Ari Lyondike. or
no, it
whatever.
was all girls. It was all girls.
Oh.
Ari was with
Staph
mice.
LaGrossa, probably.
Might have been Steph. So they. But they're bugs. I had a nightmare that night after I watched
Oh
that
my
episode
God.
of The Traitors. I really did, like a scary nightmare about bugs.
Did I ever tell you they had a thing back in the day for the Sci-Fi Channel. You remember Sci-Fi Channel?
Yeah, of course, Battlestar Galactica.
That was on the Sci-Fi Channel?
Yeah,
Was that like their hit show or something?
yeah, that was their number 1 show for a few years.
Oh, I feel like they always just had like shitty movies on there. But one time, I think I told you this, but they had like a thing that was like a contest, like send in your idea for a new sci-fi movie, it might get made. And I sent one in called Crockroach. It was
Oh
half
my
crocodile,
God.
half cockroach. I was like, I'm gonna get fucking rich from Crockroach. But
I mean, they were into that shit, man. After the Sharknado, there was the Lavalantula.
yeah, I know about that. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So she ends up fighting the 3 outside the Bronze. They like show up and beat her up a little bit, but Angel's there and he takes her. What do? They run to her house.
Yeah, they go over to Buffy's house and she invites him in.
Oh yeah, she does invite him in. That's actually good how they set that up because later, Darla, the whole Darla thing.
Yeah.
So they do set it up at the beginning of the episode again to refresh us. That was that a big thing? Now, I think now everybody knows, but like 97, did people know like you have to invite the vampires in?
I think like there were vampire lore was so spread out that like you can kind of do whatever you wanted with it. Like you can use whatever you want, whatever you liked, and just ditch whatever you don't. So like that's a thing in this, but like Preacher is a comic book I read and that had a vampire character at the time, and that didn't bother with it. So
That's your favorite
whatever.
thing, right?
My favorite comic, yeah.
What about Buffy? I think we had a question on Patreon about the Buffy comics.
The Buffy comics are they vary in quality.
Okay. You know what I think helped the knowledge about having to let the vampires in is that movie Let Me In, or let the right one in, I guess.
Yeah.
Calling one let it in.
Is Angel the right one?
I guess we'll find out. Don't spoil me.
All right.
So Angel comes in and Buffy's like, oh, he got cut during the big battle scene.
Yeah. He's like,
And so
don't
she's
worry,
like-
it's nothing.
Yeah, but she's like, it's something. I have to take care of it. Take off all your clothes.
Yeah.
Or just the shirt, actually. And so he does that, and she notices a little tattoo on his back.
Yeah.
What was it? I didn't really notice.
Buffy says it's
the image.
Buffy just says it's a bird or something. That's literally how she describes it later in the episode.
But we didn't catch what it is?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
It's
so
probably explained at some point.
Okay. So then the mom shows up, and I was like, oh, the mom. We haven't seen her in a little while. And then the mom does her usual mom stuff, being stupid. But I love it. I really like the mom now. She's like, all right, well, you're here with the sexy boy. I'm going to go to sleep. Don't have sex in my house. And then she just goes to sleep and leaves him in the house to roam free. So that was pretty great.
Yeah.
All right. So they go up to Buffy's bedroom, and we learn something about Angel. The first thing that we really learn about Angel is a vampire murdered his parents.
Yeah, that's right. He says Buffy inquires about his family, and he says they're all dead. And I'm like, you're such a bummer. You don't have to respond.
They're
like
all dead.
That.
What do you want to? They're all dead. Buffy, hey, they're all dead.
No, but you could be like, there's been a lot of tragedy in my family or something like that. You don't have to say like every single person in my family's dead.
Yeah, you make him sound like the intro guy.
In every generation, there is a chosen one.
I love how that ends. I've like really caught on to it. She is the Slayer.
Yeah.
It's really good. I like it.
Are you gonna be bummed when it's Giles in the second season?
I didn't know that, so yes, I will be bummed.
I told you that.
But that'll be fun. That'll be that. Oh, I'm sorry, but that'll be good. He says like the whole thing.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of weird. He's like talking to us as Giles.
Yeah,
that's kind of weird. I don't know about that. All right, so then we go to the library, and Buffy's like retelling them the whole experience about what happened, basically, and Giles says he knows that the three, now that they've failed, they're gonna have to give up their lives to the Master,
right, as penance.
As penance, right? And they cut to them giving up their lives in penance, and I thought that was pretty good. I really like this show. It's a good show.
I'm so glad, dude. That's awesome.
Oh, the Master says something here. He says a line that I wrote down. With great power comes responsibility.
I noticed that too. Now, you know, that's such an obvious reference to the point where, like, even I think Tori last night on the challenge made this reference.
No,
someone did.
Well, that was a few nights ago at this point.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, you know, I'm catching up. But with great power comes great responsibility is now in the lexicon. It was a slightly more obscure reference in 1997 because it's just referencing old Stan Lee comics.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
So they're giving up their lives, but instead of like the Master killing them or the Anointed One doing it, you know who volunteers to do it? Darla. She's fucking bloodthirsty in this episode.
Yeah, dude. She's back from episodes 1 and 2. She's got.
It's been that long?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She's rocking a Catholic schoolgirl motif. It's looking good.
Right, but she's doing it because Angel likes Buffy, and Buffy is a
high
school
girl.
girl.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's doing that to get,
which is creepy when you think about it, isn't it? Because it is established in this episode that Angel is 240 years old.
Right. How old's Darla? Do we know that?
She's older than Angel is because
Oh wow.
yeah.
Oh, she turned him, right? We
Yeah,
did learn that, right?
she made him a vampire.
Right.
In Buffy lexicon we say she sired him.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know that yet.
Yeah, you'll find out.
How do you spell that? With a C or an S?
Sired, like
Oh, I
like
kind of like C
sire.
more.
Well, no,
Okay.
it's the word sire. Like
Yeah, I
All
didn't
right.
know that before you said that.
Anyway, right. I don't remember where I was going. Let's go.
He's 240. She's a schoolgirl.
Oh,
It's
she's
weird, right?
16. She's 16 years old.
Oh, Buffy.
Yeah.
Oh. So should we not like acknowledge Sarah Michelle Gellar ever?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Just like her outfits or anything.
You can. I thought she was looking pretty smoking in one of these eps. I don't remember.
Well,
which
she
one.
always is. I guess
Yeah.
we don't have to do it because she just always is. Anyway, so we do a little training.
I read that one of these episodes aired on Sarah Michelle Gellar's 20th birthday.
Which one?
I don't remember.
Her 20th birthday.
Yeah, so she was 19 filming this first season.
That's wild stuff. So we go to the library. Giles and Buffy do a little training. Later on, we get the crossbow, and they sort of mention it here. But here they're just training with like really big sticks.
Yeah, like bow staffs, like Donatello carries.
I knew you were going to mention Donatello.
Well, why wouldn't I? That's his classic weapon.
You're right. I guess you're right. What's your favorite one? Raphael?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's everybody's favorite one, probably.
I'm a big Michelangelo guy, too.
Is he purple?
No, he's orange.
Orange?
Yeah, he's a party dude.
Okay, sorry.
Purple is Donatello. He does machines.
What does Leonardo do? He just like the leader?
Leonardo leads. Yeah, that's what it is. Leonardo leads. Donatello does machines. Raphael is cool but rude. Michelangelo is a party dude.
But don't they like come in with like, yeah, that's me, like little catchphrases?
Well, yeah, I could have said Raphael is cool but rude. Give me a break.
Give me a break.
Yeah,
oh, that's good stuff. Should that be the outro? The theme song?
No, I think we got another song, don't we?
Oh yeah, we do. Yes. All right. So anyway, they fight with the bow staffs, and then what happens? Oh, Buffy goes back home. And Angel
you're
is
loving
just
it
like
because you've been missing Buffy at home stuff.
I have been, but Angel is just like, is he just hanging at her house all day because he's injured?
I think he just
like because he got stabbed in that battle or whatever.
I don't think it's that. I think it's more that like the three are out there. Let's and
but Darla killed. Oh, I guess she
and
did.
here's another wrinkle, Logan.
Yeah,
he stays over Buffy's house. Now it's day. We don't know he's a vampire yet, but this motherfucker can't go outside.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
I need to watch that scene again. Are there like windows open? What's the lighting situation?
They're very careful about it. The closest they come to him being out in the sun is that mausoleum scene right before in The Harvest, right before she goes down to the sewers, and he's like, "Good luck." Remember that?
Oh, you mean in early episodes?
Yeah. It might be a little too sunny in that room, but other than that, they got it right.
But I mean, in this scene where they're in the bedroom.
No, they handle it. He's over in the corner.
Okay, that's really good. Yeah, I was wondering like what he was doing there because she comes home from school and she's like, "What? Did you read my diary?" He was just like hanging out at her house all day. So
yeah,
okay.
He was just lurking in her fucking closet when her mom was cleaning up.
Yeah, right. He's like ET basically.
You think he J.O.'d?
Yeah. For sure. Do they vampires?
That's a really good question. I mean, they bone. We know that.
We saw Twilight. Yeah.
Yeah.
So are there any other examples of vampires boning in?
Of course, Interview with the Vampire has lots of boning.
All right.
The Vampire Chronicles.
So they kiss, and then Angel turns into a vampire, right?
Yeah, his face gets all bumpy.
Yeah, it does. They look like I'm starting to think they look like Palpatine in the prequels.
Sure.
They look like they have little butt cheek faces.
Nothing wrong with that.
But yeah. So then Angel.
You'll also start to notice there's a weird thing on this show where the more ancient vampires have animalistic features. So that's why the master looks kind of like a
hooves?
bat. Yeah, we see a vampire with hooves down the line.
Oh, that's fucking neat.
Yeah.
Gills.
I don't think so.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool. We don't get a swimming vampire ever.
No, but we
I should have written
definitely
this show.
we get a mystery demon on the swim team.
Mystery demon?
No, there's like I don't want. It's not a vampire, but there's an episode centered around the Sunnydale
Like a
High
mystical
School
creature? Like
Yeah.
our mystery creature, you mean?
Yeah, that,
Okay.
like the freak of the week.
Okay. I hope it's like a grizzly bear.
Why?
I don't know. That'd be kind of cool. Where were we? Detroit. Oh, but they kiss and he turns into a vampire and she kicks him out. Does he like leave out the window into the daylight?
Yeah.
What happens?
It's
I
night
don't
by
remember.
then, dude.
Oh, it's night by then?
Yeah.
All right. So, but she screams and mom's like, what happened? And she's like, oh, nothing happened. But Buffy just like screamed like someone just murdered somebody. Mom is so funny. I really
The
love
mom is just like so like if there's an excuse, she's happy to hear it.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah.
I guess she's just so afraid to lose Buffy. She's just like walking on eggshells all the time. I don't know what's going on.
To be honest, there's something that happens way late in the series that makes me think it might have been on purpose for this reason, but we'll get there. We'll get there a long time.
The
from
foreshadowing.
now. Yeah, you better believe
Back
it.
to that paper. So Buffy tells them all the next day, then I guess the next day. She's like, "Hey guys, fucking Angel's a vampire," and Xander is pretty funny. He's like, "Yes, you have to kill him because you're a vampire slayer, and he's a vampire." And
Yeah, the law of the transitive property means that he must die.
Yeah, then Xander's pretty funny in this episode. Both these episodes, Xander's good. We see Cordelia a little bit, like barely, right?
Yeah, she skips the next episode altogether.
Yeah, really weak Cordelia this week, I feel like. There's just like one moment where Xander is talking about vampires and Cordelia walks by and she's like, there's like a girl with a matching dress on, is her. And she's like, wait, you better take that dress off. Where'd you get it? I have the same dress. It like matches Cordelia, but it's like such a waste of Cordelia.
I like the part where Xander says that you can't date a vampire, and then he changes it because they're in public too. You can't date an umpire. Everyone hates them.
Yeah, great, classic Xander. So what? Oh, now we go to Angel. Angel has like an apartment.
He is a fucking bachelor pad, bro. I always love these glimpses into Angel's various apartments. We'll see him live many places over the course of these two series.
Is he a squatter? What's going on?
I don't think he is, honestly, like here. I think sometimes he is a squatter in later seasons and shit, but I'm pretty sure he's paying for this place.
All right, look at that. Does he have a job, Angel?
I mean, we don't know, but also like he's had a soul now since the early, 1900s. So, or the late 1800s, maybe. So you got to think that like he's doing some stuff. Like, what's he doing?
So Darla shows up and she's like, I'm going to get Buffy to kill you, basically, right?
Yeah.
She's like, I'm going to turn Buffy against you and make her kill you.
Yeah, she's taunting him.
So back to the library. Xander gets real pissed because they mention how she saw his tattoo. That tattoo means vampire.
You were naked?
You saw him naked? What's going on there? Xander, he doesn't have a girlfriend or anything? What happens in the next episode? Does he have like girlfriends between episodes or anything?
No.
He's not like Jerry Seinfeld?
No, but Xander will have girlfriends on the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I kind of would have liked it if it was like an episode. Every episode, he has they have like a new boyfriend and girlfriend.
No, I mean you have to walk a fine line with Xander because he's supposed to be like a geek in high school. So like those dudes don't get laid.
Yeah, I guess Willow's a geek too. None of them are having boyfriends and girlfriends.
Yeah,
but Buffy is killing vampires.
She has like pity friends. Like I'm this hot lady. I'm just gonna hang out with a couple of nerds.
Yeah, they really are just like friends of convenience, basically.
Yeah, because they found out about the thing. I think she could at this point. I think she connects to Willow a bit. Like they have some heart to hearts that I feel the chemistry between them. But yeah, Xander's just kind of along for the ride.
Willow and How did Xander meet? I understand how Willow met them basically because Giles is in the library all the time and Willow's in the library all the time. But so if Giles was like the football coach and Buffy was always hanging out with the football team, then her like sidekicks would be football players probably, right?
Probably.
So they got really lucky that Giles was a librarian. So
What a different show that would have been. It was
yeah,
about like a high
the
school
Friday Night
football
Lights
team.
Buffy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could have been really something.
Riggins, the Vampire Slayer.
Then there's a part of the library where they're talking, and then Darla is just like there spying on them. Like, I got to make sure Buffy's on the right track to kill Angel or something, right?
I guess
She's like magically appears. I thought that was a little bit random, but
she's just a weird stalker vampire.
all right. I mean, I understand what she's doing. It just felt weird, jarring a little bit.
Sure.
But who am I? So then we go back to the mom. Mom's at home doing whatever mom does. What was she doing in that one episode? She was like unpacking a box or something.
Because she had an art exhibition coming up.
Exhibition?
She runs an art gallery.
All right. So anyway, Darla shows up and she's like, "Hey, I'm friends with Buffy. We study all the time. Let me in." And she's like, "All right, come on in."
Yeah.
And so Darla comes in and they actually do like a fun bit of editing where we see her normal and then we see her like by the window as a vampire and then we see her normal again. And it's like, oh, that's fun because you think when actually making the show, they had to like do the makeup and do it, but then they just edit it out of order.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
That's always fun stuff. I didn't really understand what happened with the mom. I guess you can explain it to me. I see blood, right, on the mom. So was the mom actually bit?
Yeah.
Will she be a vampire?
No, because you'll recall they've established on this show that to become...
Oh, it's a sucking situation.
Yeah.
You have to suck each other.
You have to suck on each other's blood, yeah.
You're right.
So, Darla bites...
Thank you.
Joyce, and Angel comes in to save the day, so Joyce does not die. But then Buffy comes in at an inopportune time and sees what looks like Angel fucking going to town on her mother's neck.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so you cleared it up for me. She had to also suck one of them. But,
yeah.
So she's good. I don't think we saw like her okay at the end of the episode or anything, but I guess.
Well, we saw her in the hospital.
Oh right, they do visit her in the hospital, and Giles is like hangs out with her for.
Yeah,
for
they have their first real interaction of the series.
And she seemed to like just know Giles. She was like, "Hey, this is Mr. Charles." Remember when I called him Mr. Charles all the time? All the time. It was like one time. But she's like, "Hey, this is Mr. Giles." Is it Mr. Giles? That's his last name?
Yeah.
Rupert, right? In the next episode,
correct,
the girl calls him Rupert. Yeah, she just knows that he's the librarian, and I thought that was kind of weird. Unless Buffy talks about him all the time.
I gotta think Buffy's using him as an excuse a lot, right? Because he's an authority figure at the school who, like, if her mom asks, will lie for her.
I guess that's a good point, but I would kind of think the opposite way. Like, I would kind of want them to have no trace of me ever being with this guy in case things get weird. And I don't want to get like that, like the jig to be up,
Well, that's good thinking, Logan. We'll see whether that blows up in their face or not.
All right. Well, I'm sure it does. It has to at some point. There has to be like something. But yeah. So all right. So they go to the hospital. Oh, yeah, here they go to the hospital. That was one of my questions. Did your parents ever know you're a librarian?
Oh, I guess you could. I highly doubt that. Yeah, I remember we had one librarian who only lasted like a year, and then she got fired. I don't know why, but her name was Miss Darrenfeld, and every time you went to the library, she would make you sing this library song when you walked in. And I remember one of the lines was...
Sing it.
The only line I remember is, "It's library, not library."
All right, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
She wrote that herself?
She wrote that herself. Yeah, I believe so.
All right. Well, she taught you. You still remember it to this very day.
Yeah, when people are like... When I hear people say library in public, I'm like, that guy's a fucking dummy.
Well, you probably would have thought that without this song, right? I think that, and I've never ever heard that song until today.
I suppose so.
Nobody people still do that, right?
I feel like people do. I feel like I hear it.
Library?
Yeah, in New York, you hear it on the street. I mean, not that people are talking about libraries.
Yeah, people in New York are stupid.
Hey, we're smarter
So
than people where you're from.
hey, what about Vegas? How smart are the people over there?
It's variable. You could tell some of them are dum dums, but there's some
I feel like a lot of people
metropolitan
move
types as
there
well.
also,
Yeah, it's a lot of people from out of.
and a lot of people who are just like visiting,
I feel like it's a lot of people
tourists.
from California. Like a lot of people who just like got sick of living in
Yes,
California moved here.
or that are just visiting, like I said, because it's just right there, right?
Yeah, just
I'm sure. I'm
visiting.
sure it's like a few hour drive. Right?
Yeah, well, that's how I did it. Remember, I took a
What?
bus from L.A. to.
Oh right. All
Yeah.
right. Um. Okay. Anyway, so mom in the hospital ends up saying something about how she ended up letting Buffy's friend in, and Buffy's like, "What? I don't. What the hell are you talking about?" So they realize Darla is up to her tricks. She's doing up to no good. That's crazy. We haven't seen her since episode 2. I thought we had seen her um, at some point between then and now, but she left a mark.
Yeah.
She's also in the very first
She's
scene.
the opening scene of the
Right,
series.
exactly. That's a great point. And it's so memorable because there's that great twist
Yeah.
on it all. So
Oh my god, I love how into this you are.
yeah, it's
It is
great.
so
It's great.
delightful talking about this with you.
Oh, good. Um, so then we get Angel's whole backstory. Oh, also we learn that Giles says that she needs the crossbow because he's no ordinary vampire. Why is that?
Well, he's
Because of
saying
the whole soul thing? Because he
no.
has a
I
soul?
think he's referring to so before Angel was Angel, he was known as Angelus,
Right.
and he was known for being one of the most vicious vampires there is. Like he tortured people like with mind games and then with actual torture utensils. So like he's a scary vampire to the Watchers Council. So I think he's just like, fuck, that's who you've been dealing with. Be careful.
All right.
Yeah.
That's fine. Uh, so we get his whole backstory. How dun 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 he murdered his parents, not a different vampire, and then a gypsy showed up and was like,
Well, you're cutting forward like 100 years, but yeah.
"Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, he murdered a bunch of people in
All
where,
over the place. He says that
but
you
mostly Europe."
right, but also Asia. He says that once
Oh,
Darla had a kimono phase.
oh, did they say that? I didn't notice
Yeah.
that at all. Wow. I'd like to see that. I hope that we see
I
that. I hope
would
we see
too.
like Vampire Diaries, like flashback
Oh
stuff. You
well,
know?
then you're gonna love Angel, my friend, because that series
Oh
is
wow.
wall to wall fucking flashbacks.
I don't know if I would need wall to wall
Well,
but I
wall to
want
walls.
Buffy in flashbacks.
Well, you're not gonna get too many of those.
Oh, I want like
Although
you know
you will
how.
next season. There's some Buffy flashbacks in season 2.
Yeah, all right, that's pretty good. So he killed a bunch of people. He was like very vicious, and then a gypsy showed up. What is a gypsy? Just like a sexy like temptress magician?
No. It's like
He said it like it was like a woman who tempted him and then put a spell on him.
no, gypsies are like that's like a real kind of person.
Like fairies?
No. No, like gypsies exist in the world.
Oh, this isn't a Buffy? This isn't like
No.
a mystical thing?
No.
Okay. So
I mean it is in that like gypsies are sort of known for like trying their hands at magic and shit, almost like witch doctors or something like that. But yeah, ultimately all it is it's a clan of gypsies. Angel gloms onto one of their girls, tortures her, and then when she dies, they give him a little punishment.
okay. All right. So they're real people. So but I really like this moment. This was a funny moment. Giles, Willow, and Xander are going to Buffy's because they learned the whole thing about Darla, and they're like, "Oh shit, we got to go to Buffy's and save her, or try to." And so they're walking, and Xander's like, "All right, guys. So, like, say we do get to Buffy's, and Angel is killing everybody. What are we gonna do anyway?"
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's a fair point.
Yeah. So great job by Xander there. Then, here's where we learn Darla and Angel used to date. I don't know if date is the right term, but they were like
They were lovers.
Lovers, right? For how long do we know that?
Oh,
Like, were they like real serious?
yeah. Yeah, they
Or,
were.
like he like opened up to her and like let her know like a lot about him and stuff.
I think Darla was like his first love.
What about Angel for her? No.
I think it was mutual, yeah.
Wow.
Like they might still be together today if Angel had never gotten his soul back. Because Angel now can't hang with Darla because she's off killing motherfuckers, and he's like, I feel terrible about that.
Right. Yeah. So this was an awesome moment. Darla, they're like, we're not having any of your stuff, Darla, and she's like, all right, fine. Darla pulls out 2 pistols.
Yep,
and
it's a real Denzel Washington, Ryan Reynolds situation, or Mark Wahlberg. Who's in that movie?
Then yeah, it's Mark Wahlberg.
Sorry,
who'd you say?
I fucked
Ryan
that
Reynolds?
up. Yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely Mark Wahlberg. Great 2 guns reference, guys. If
Thank
you
you.
didn't catch that, who made 2 guns? I thought that was Michael Bay. but it's not.
nah, it's like somebody who's trying to be Tony Scott. It was like,
Oh yeah. Are there like lots of? It's like Tony Scott mixed with whoever made Face Off.
oh yeah, John Woo. Yeah, for sure.
Right, it's like John Woo mixed with Tony Scott.
I feel like John Woo movies always. I actually thought of John Woo while this scene was going because some of the acrobatics, like she's like flipping around shooting these 2 guns. It really did look like something out of Broken Arrow or some shit.
Wow, I didn't think about that. They should have had the score going. So
the
then, yeah. So Angel kills Darla, and she's like, Angel, and then she dies.
Yeah,
And it's very sad.
So-
I guess she dies. This is like legit. It.
yeah. I always felt they killed her too early. There's more meat on the bone for Darla, but like I
I
said,
like Darla.
like I said, we do see her a bunch more because flashbacks are prevalent.
Okay, so the actor comes back. The actual actor.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty neat. What's her name? Julie Benz.
Julie Benz, that's right.
So goodbye, Darla. I thought you were cool. I liked when you pulled out those 2 guns.
Dude, come on. She's shooting 2 guns while wearing a Catholic schoolgirl outfit with vampire face. That doesn't get much cooler than that.
Yeah, no, it was sick as hell. And they were in the bronze, I think. Like she's like on a pool table and stuff, like jumping off tables and shit. Yeah, it's really cool. Like shooting bottles like off the counter.
Yeah,
it's really awesome.
I guess it was like between the. Hey, that might be why they had that fumigation party. So the bronze was empty for this fight.
Oh, that's it.
There you go.
That has to be it. Yeah. Was it only because of the pistols? Like so the people wouldn't be like, oh, she could have shot somebody.
I don't know.
I haven't had guns in any of these episodes.
I think
right?
No. It's weird to see a vampire pulling out a gun. You don't fucking
like
expect
Ghostface with a shotgun. I've seen people complain about that.
Yeah. But I'm down for it. I think it's cool.
Yeah, no, I thought it was cool. So then we go back to the Anointed One and the Master, and they're pissed that Darla's dead, but Colin, the Anointed One, has a little something to say. He says, hey, Master, don't even sweat it. I'm going to go take care of Buffy. I got this. And I guess we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
But so Colin's on his way to come kill Buffy, but not in the next episode. Next episode, we're dealing with
Robot on the internet.
Yeah, that's right. So they're at the bronze. No more cockroaches. Does Angel show up?
Yeah, Angel shows up. They have a kiss, and
oh yeah, and Xander's like, "What's she doing?" And Willow's like, "Oh, nothing." He's like, "All right, good. As long as they're not kissing." But they're kissing.
Yeah. So they kiss, and then when she pulls away from him, the last shot of the episode is that cross that he gave her in the first episode burned against his skin.
Yeah, signifying like the closer he gets to her, the more painful it is.
That's right. Exactly.
Good stuff. I guess Scott, was that a directing thing or a writing thing, you think?
No, that was probably in the script, man. I'll give that to Greenwald. This is a good script.
Greenwald, way to go.
Good episode. I love that line where Angel says, like, you have no idea what it feels like to have done the things I've done and to feel bad about it.
That's what Angel said?
Yeah. I always think that line is heavy.
Yeah.
Or no,
cool.
and to care. That's what he says.
Oh, he said that to who? Darla?
Either Darla or Buffy. Yeah.
I think Darla would make more sense because to Buffy would be to imply she doesn't care, but to Darla would make sense because she
Right.
actually doesn't care.
True.
To Buffy would be like kind of harsh. I feel like.
No, you're probably right. Yeah.
So, is that it? What happens at the very end? Oh,
That's
the
it.
cross
The
thing.
last shot of the ep is that cross.
All right, so I'll give it a 4.
I'm also,
and I'll say it's the best episode so far.
Yeah, same. Put it up at the top of the list for me. Giving it a
Right.
4. MVP. I'm going with my man Boreanaz. Fucking knocked it out of the park in this episode. He's starting to get good.
All right, that's fair. He is better in this episode, but I'm not gonna do it. I had Colin written down as a joke, but I had Xander. I thought Xander was really funny in this episode, but I'm gonna go Buffy. I think Buffy's she brings it this episode.
You almost always go Buffy, and I like that.
I have gone Buffy every single episode.
Yeah. Every episode?
Every episode.
That's
the closest
crazy.
I was the razor hands guy.
Right. And who's your LVP?
LVP. Thought about Cordelia. She's really weak this episode. Mom, I complain about when she's not here, but then she's always in contention for my LVP when she is. But I'm gonna go Willow.
Oh, come on.
We barely talked about Willow this episode.
To me, the LVP is the 3. That's the weak link of this episode.
All 3 of them?
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be, I think. It's literally just to get them in the house together so that they can like set up the whole thing.
Yeah, but
because then they die immediately after.
That's a huge moment. But
Darla kills them and then takes over.
That's what I'm saying, though. I feel like the characters that push.
I don't think it's not valuable. I think it is valuable.
God damn it! All right, listen. All right, you're the Lord and Master of Buffy.
Well, the Master is the Master.
Well, that is true.
Did we ever meet a Lord?
Probably.
I hope so.
Yeah.
So who's your LVP? The 3?
Yeah, the 3.
You're not going to listen to me and change your mind?
LV3.
LV3. All right, I'm going to go Willow. So that's Angel.
Yeah, I have to pee again. All right, so there's the following week that Buffy's not on.
Yeah, what happened?
I don't know, probably a rerun or something. Here, let me search April 21st on TV. I'll tell you exactly.
I looked it up, like what if it was like a special day, like that Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If it was like a Arbor Day or something, I couldn't find anything.
All right. Yeah, they just did a rerun. They repeated the witch episode.
Oh, that's the best one to repeat.
Yeah, I guess. I guess it kind of is. It's like very standalone. People could get into that.
I love that episode. My second favorite one.
Okay.